Hi guys, it's Wednesday evening, just here for a Wednesday evening weather outlook. I am weather analyst Andrew Fleck, just here giving you the updates for analysiswx.com. Today's points, or tonight's points, is going to cover mostly the eastern side. We're going to talk about the dynamics to an icing event to the first half of Christmas Day across the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast. A lot of people are talking about, this is pushed a little more ahead in ways of forecasting than maybe what reality shows, but I'm going to show you that reality and maybe what forecasts and opinions seem to be pretty close in mix matching, that the potential for an ice storm is not far off. In fact, there's already watches and maybe some warnings across the eastern viewing area that I will be talking about. Before though we go into that different scenario, we're going to talk about the main headline, and that is the blizzard in the upper Midwest on Christmas Day. We have a blizzard, heavy snow, and even surrounding this area here of seeing more than 6 to 12 plus inches of snow. You got blowing, drifting snow. You have low snow ratios because of it being so cold. Snow is going to accumulate very quickly. If you have to be out there driving, just don't do it. Or if you have to, get there early. I really would not, and I mean would not, suggest that you go driving in this. I think if you're trying to get to a destination, the chances are you're going to be spending Christmas Eve or Christmas Day in your car. So if you do, make sure you have some food in your car. But like I said, it's really nasty. It's just, don't go out there and do it. Just don't take the risk. Elsewhere on the same day, we're going to have a warmer section down here, and the talk of maybe saying that could be severe at a time or two would be up in the air right now, but just seeing thunderstorms there would seem most confident to myself. And then as we get into the last area, and the most questionable area, that's going to be in here, because the big question is, there's some uncertainty whether some cold air dams and some areas see a major ice storm. And that right there is the area that I'm going to be talking about tonight on this Wednesday evening video discussion. So what I'm first going to do is, before I get into talking real in-depth about this possible ice storm, I'm going to compare something with you guys. And I'm going to show you, a few things before I go into this. And first of all, what I'm going to show you is the lines of thickness. So many people say, if the 540 is not on us, we're not getting snow. If 546 is not over us, we're not getting a mix. If we're below the 546, we're getting rain. Well, that's not always the case, and I'm going to explain that very quickly here. The 540 line, if you're over this, yes, you would be considered all snow. 546, if you're over this, yes, you would be considered getting snow, sleet, freezing rain, depending on more of the mid-levels and upper levels on temp-wise during a type of event. Now, the 1 millibar, or thickness, that many people forget is the 552. When you have a similar setup that could be setting up, such as this event coming in Christmas time or Christmas Day, the 552 supports not sleet, not snow, but freezing rain. And I'm sure you could get some sleet mixed in, but it mostly supports freezing rain. And when you have a setup like this, where you're looking at a model and it's indicating the 552 where it is, and the precip type model is showing freezing rain, you kind of sit back, and especially if you're in that area, you get a little edgy, because you say to yourself, boy, that's maybe not what I want to see. And that's what I'm going to show you in the next imagery here. This is the WRF model that came out this afternoon, Wednesday afternoon. What I'm going to show you guys is, here is a pocket of freezing rain, okay? What I'm going to then do is go forward and show you where the 552 is in that pocket, in Virginia, around North Carolina, around just some of those portions and areas. So now what I'm going to do is go into now the next imagery. Well, the 552 is right here, folks. Now let's go back and compare. And so is the freezing rain. It tells me there could be a, maybe not up as far north as PA at this time, but basically as short ranged as where the models are right now. You got to start getting and having some concern over West Virginia, parts of North Carolina for an ice storm to be setting up. Of course, we talk more about this over the southern parts, at least right now, because the models are more confident with a CAD event, a cold air damming event such as this. I think as the models run out more and more, and they start coming out with more information for areas such as Maryland, PA, New Jersey, New York, that's when then you can start talking about more and so of that moving in. The models only do good so much with cold air damming events, so usually up to this time period, around 24 hours out, 48 hours out, the models do pretty good with cold air damming events. If you go a little further out, they don't do so much of that. So like I said, guys, looking at this imagery here, freezing rain, 552, it's freezing rain. There's some concern down around Virginia and North Carolina. Last but not least, we say to ourselves, well, if the freezing rain is riding along or just north of the 552, this 552 line never gets north, and I mean never gets north of even Maryland. So are we talking about a serious ice storm here? Well, now what I'm going to do is show you or exclude these millibars here. You don't want the 540. Get these blue lines out. Get these red lines out of here. I want you guys to be paying attention to these black lines here, these millibars, okay? Because what they do is they then add in another factor, okay? So we're going to go back a little bit here. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. What you have here, okay, on Christmas Eve is you have a high pressure up here. It has millibars here and there. You have one there, you have one dipping down here. They contribute to the 552. They contribute to the 546. They contribute to the 540 because it's high pressures and it's almost damming of air into these pockets here. You see how you have almost like a pocket here? If you have that with precip coming in and a 552 coming into that, you don't even need the 540. You don't even need the 546. You will get it if there is cold enough damming air. So I'm going to go forward and show you that at this point the millibars are not like they looked, okay, earlier on Christmas Eve, but maybe supporting some ice around PA, New Jersey, New York, even Maryland. So I would really, and I mean guys, really keep an eye on this, because this is one of those that, you know, you get caught off guard again. You're out driving and next up you know it's icing and you think to yourself, geez, I was not prepared for this. And this happens so many times, and how many times are we unprepared? So as of now, I'm just trying to sit here and give you the most updates and the most information on what this could do and the way to be prepared. And the way to be prepared is to really hold on to those forecasts. And if you're driving out to the bank before the event gets here, or you're on one of the international or nationwide weather map media websites and you're looking up temperatures and such, if it's under 33 or if it's under 34 degrees and there's precip falling outside, chances are it's icy, and the chances are don't go out. So that's the most I can say to you guys right now. I'm going to try to do an update later tonight or early tomorrow morning. Just keep an eye on it. It's one of those things that, you know, the big blizzard in the Northwest distracts from, and we need to, you know what's going on in our own backyard. So I'm AnalysisWX.com's weather analyst, Andrew Fleck. Have a good evening, and I'll talk to you guys soon.